Hey guys. Well, I'm sure I should be napping. I kind of really posted closer together this time just to show you guys that I don't always wear a sleepy face around everywhere and look like poop. That I, get a hankering every now and then. And so, now that that's out of the way, I hate those. So, let me explain first. I have a very unique co-parenting situation as far as some of my children. With the oldest two, I have a baby mama as well as a baby daddy. And throughout these children's lives, they're grown and in the world now. Throughout these children's lives, whether we wanted to kill each other or not, we have been civil, worked together, and we had a common interest, important. It was our heart. It was our kids. And we have raised them, and they're amazing kids. They have grown up to be an outstanding young man and woman, and I'm proud of them. Proud to call myself one of their moms. And, no, it's not a situation where, I've got moms. I'm not with her. It's just, honestly, yes, it's strange. Doesn't happen all the time, but, my kids know they're loved. So, and then another thing as well with my baby mama, and I'm going to call her my baby mama. I'm not going to put anybody's name. Of course, I've said that. And with my baby mama, it's pretty much as far as, who you see and what you get is her straightforward face. What you see is what you get with her. She doesn't change up. If you saw her at the pharmacy or if you saw her at the grocery store or if you saw her at, Circle K, you saw the same person each place because she doesn't really, change it up on you. Now, she will professionally run a game on your ass if she feels the need. And, you got to give somebody props if they're able. She's able. In the past, we didn't like each other, really. We just knew that our children loved the both of us, and so it made it easier for us to deal with each other. Sometimes it was a little harder than others, but we made it through. In the past 8 months to a year, we've actually become friends. We hang out. The kids are grown, like I said, and in the world, supporting themselves. So, us hanging out is a choice. It's not something we have to muddle through anymore. We've both grown up a lot and matured a lot in the past nearly 2 decades, and we've actually come to respect one another. And we're there for each other, do things for each other. If she needs me, I'll be there, and if I need her, she'll be there. There's a person who really doesn't have a set place. I can't call her a friend, can't call her family. She doesn't really have a set place in my life. Most days I tolerate her. In all honesty forward, I guess she remains to be a cameo appearance in my stage play of life every now and then because she may benefit me at the time. And that may be harsh, it may sound awful, but she's really put herself here. And I'm about to explain to you one of the reasons how. She took notice to the fact that, my baby mama and I were getting along splendidly and hanging out together, spending time together. And took it upon herself to give her phone number and try to make friends. First thing, off the top, she appeared to think that she was going to have a partner to sit with and I mean, I'm not sure what it does. It doesn't affect me, but to bash me where I'm not sitting there, because no one ever, I mean, she is precious to me when I'm standing there. Nothing but good things to say. And how much I am loved. However, she was sure, you know, given, you know, she's her baby mama. They're not together, baby mama. So I'm going to have a friend who I can sit around and talk with about her, and it'll make me feel better about myself, I guess. I'm not sure what the effect was supposed to be. My baby mama let her know after 15-20 minutes into the Kim bashing that, you know, no, we have not always been close. This is not a thing that goes back, you know, 30 years as far as our hanging out and our being friends. However, we've come to love each other and care about each other, and while we may get frustrated with each other and have reason to, because we are co-parenting two teenagers, almost, you know, into their 20s, it is enough to make you want to kill everything, especially the teenagers at times. And we don't always agree or make the same decisions. So, yeah, it's been hard. We've wanted to kill each other, but we've never been violent towards each other. I mean, there's been things said, but I mean physically violent. And now at this point, she's let her know, you know, if anything were to happen, if there was a situation between the two of you, I'm going to back Kim. I'm on her side. You know, she's never done anything bad to me. She's always been there for me. And the things that you're saying, I've known her 3 times as long as you have and been around her 3 times. And if she was going to do something bad to somebody, I'm sure it would have been me. And vice versa. And she shut her down. Well, today, I am getting the most confusing and ass kissy, for a lack of a better term, texts all day about coming and spending time with her, and me being her best friend and how much she loves me. And I've chalked it up this far, because this is not the first instance by far. It's not even like a more heated instance. It's actually a more mild one. I guess it's been about 3 years, 4, that I've known this lady. I've chalked it up to the fact that she's lonely. She doesn't have anyone in her life. She does live alone, and she always has other people's small children to occupy her time, and I guess be her friend. And I think that makes it kind of hard to, you know, have relationships with adults when it comes time, maybe, if that's all you have. You know, I mean, she does have children of her own, but they're grown, by far, have kids of their own. And, I'm not sure. I really don't know what to think at this point. I mean, is she evil? Or is she really that, you know, fucked up as a result of loneliness? I just, I don't know. I'm stumped at it right now. Generally, I'm a very good read on anyone. I can tell you, you know, what a person's basically about when I meet them. But this lady's got me scratching my head. And another note, a couple months ago, my baby sister and her new fella, who is adorable and I love him, came to my house for the first time in quite some time. My brother, my sister, and I were estranged. We were estranged and at war, pretty much, during the time my mother was passing away, which kind of bothers me. I mean, I know that it didn't affect where she went, it didn't affect how she died, it didn't affect anything of that nature, but I know how much family meant to my mom. So I feel like maybe I should have done something more or overlooked things that I didn't. But we all handle grief differently, I guess. Okay, a couple months ago, my sister started coming back and hanging out with me. And I've missed her tremendously. And I'm so happy that her and her fiance and soon-to-be baby daddy, I'm getting a new nephew. What? I just know it's a boy. They started, being in my life again. We've been singing together a lot. That's our thing. That's what we do. We sound amazing. And I just want my daughter to chime in because her voice is so spectacular. However, I got word from my baby brother today that, he was a man and he apologized for the things that had happened, and that the female that coaxed him into family hatred and self-loathing, most of all, was indeed a psychopath. So they're no longer together. She was very abusive to my brother, and he's not a tiny fella. He's not a little guy. He's quite large, actually. But love will make you find restraint that you didn't have otherwise. And I just can't wait to see him. Like, I haven't seen him in so long. And there's a lot of things I want to talk about, because he didn't have a good relationship with my mother for 5 years, I guess, before she got sick, and they were estranged. They didn't talk. He was actually kind of a dick to her. And then when he found out, yeah, we're really going to lose her, all she had wanted for so long was, a relationship back with her son. And Lord knows I could sympathize, because I can't imagine either one of my sons not talking to me, either one of my daughters not talking to me. To that extent, if you don't piss your kid off at least once a day, then you're a shitty parent. And that's my philosophy. But I don't mean like I'm pissing them off because I made them clean their room or took a phone or said something in correction. There was awful things said and done. It was hatred instead of love between them for a long time. And she longed for to reconnect with him, and even though it kept me away from her a lot while she was sick, and I hated that because I wanted to be there, she was happy. Like, I know she was happy in her heart because she wanted it. She talked about it so much. I just want to throw that in there, that, we haven't actually had a conversation yet, but he sent word through the sister, because I have been the one kicking both of their asses all their life, so I guess some apprehension is expected. But we're not kids anymore, so I am so tickled that my family is back together. Because when your mom passes away, and this is something, I don't care how old you are and you're watching this, when your mom is no longer with you, that is the moment that you realize how big this world is, how mean it is, and how lonely it is, and how small you are. Because regardless of whether, your mom takes care of you every day, keeps you alive, or whether it's the person you call when you don't know what to do right now, not having it, either way it goes, whatever the relationship, not having it anymore, is not something you just turn around and walk away from and never feel. I'm not a big feeler, but I felt that. It's such a pretty day outside. I know there's a lot of noises and it sounds crazy. And I'm rambling today, but I have stuff on my mind. A lot of stuff has happened. And I'm so tired and I have to work again tonight. If any of you have a person, a friend, a family member, anybody in your life that acts like this lady, because, I mean, like I said, if I were standing there and you asked her, I'm her best friend. I'm her daughter. I'm that close to her. But if anyone else is asking and I'm not present, never when I'm present, and that's a peeve of mine, by the way. I don't really wait until someone's gone and say what I feel then. I say what's on my mind when it's on my mind. I had a meeting one day. I think I was in about 4th grade. Me and a little boy, we were gonna fight, and it was a meet me at 3 o'clock at the flagpole. And my daddy walked up and said, "You know what that means? When you say meet me at 3 o'clock at the flagpole and the other one agrees, it means one of you is chicken shit and the other one is proud of it. If you have an issue, okay, I'm a grown-ass woman. I'm a grown-ass man. I hear that so much. Forgive me. I've lost my lighter that fast. My superpower is losing things. It's not a cool superpower. Please don't ever get it. If you have an issue, there's a way that you can approach a person and say, look, what you said or what you did made me fill in the blank. And I care about you, so I would care if you had these feelings behind something I did. I'm hoping that you'll feel the same way. If you approach things maturely is basically the most blatant and layman way I can put it. Your response from the person is open. I mean, there's a chance of settling it. But if you wait and see what kind of shicey shit you can pull off, and then not there, and then tell someone else, I guess, I don't know why, I don't know what that person could possibly be, going to help you do, but, if that is your thing, if that is how you end up handling it, chances of the person you talk to, number one, going back and totally distorting every fucking thing that you uttered, and number two, it's going to make the problem worse and more intense, and you're taking a chance on maybe losing somebody that God actually means for you to have in your life for a minute. That doesn't mean you let someone run over you. By all means, don't be anyone's doormat. I would never recommend that to anyone. I'm just saying, if you never say anything that you feel to the person, and you always talk about them, or you lie to the person, you are telling this person you are afraid of their consequence, as well as that you think that they're not intelligent enough to figure out the truth on their own, without you, finally deciding to bestow it upon them. So, if the person that you have an issue with is not a person who invokes fear or can do something to you that you're afraid of, or just an outright dumbass, then handle that shit. Everything doesn't have to be violent. I mean, Very few times in my whole life have I ever went for a person to be violent. Usually, if you get within this 3 feet of space and I feel like you look overly aggressive and angry and you're proceeding to come towards me, violence is going to strike you because I'm not going to give you the chance to do it first. Simple as that. No other reason. I mean, don't run at me pretending to be mad and get real close. I guess it's how you can avoid a mistaken busted lip. But if anyone comes to me and they're like, hey, Kim, something that you didn't resonate with me good. Here's what it was. Here's why. And then, kind of ... I'm more than likely going to apologize. Whether I feel like I was wrong in what I said or did or not, because I don't like making people feel bad intentionally unless you've pushed me and provoked me. Then I'm going to make you feel bad intentionally. But don't do this like this lady. This lady's alone because she feels bad and does things because she's alone, but she's alone and feels bad because of the things she does. Don't put yourself in that position. And always, always remember that family is important. Don't ever stop talking to your brother and sister. It's not worth it. The heartache that you feel while you're not speaking to them is not worth it. These are people who know you since you were born. You can't get closer than that. So, advice for today is, if you know a crazy person who's addicted to drama, literally, not just a joke, not just, oh, well, shit happens to this person all the time. No, a person who will go out of their way to find another person to create drama for someone else every day. Cannot not do it. There's no, I took Sunday off to rest. No, every day. Like Walmart. Only they don't even take off for Christmas. Talk to them about it. And if you can't come to a resolution, shake the dust off your feet and move on. There's a better friend. Go and find them. A friend that will be there and a friend that will call you on your shit right now, instead of having coffee with somebody and calling you on your shit while you're not there. Take my advice, guys. I am old and wise, and I'm still adorable. See you guys next video.